It's early October and I'm already excited for Survivor Series. If you're new to the channel, then it's probably important to mention that Survivor Series has always been my favorite pay-per-view ever since I was a little kid. To me, it was very special seeing teams from SmackDown and RAW going head to head. Back in the old Ruthless Aggression days, there was never really a wild card type of stipulation, and the only time that we did see SmackDown and RAW superstars together was around November time, and we would see them actually fight on the pay-per-view. I think it also helped that Survivor Series was around Thanksgiving time, and it was nice having a Thanksgiving feast at school and then at home before watching some wrestling on the weekend. Those were the good old times. Anyways, because of nostalgic reasons, I absolutely love Survivor Series, and I honestly wish that the WWE took the pay-per-view more seriously over the last 2 decades. Thankfully, they have been doing that recently. I would say that I've been enjoying the pay-per-view since the recent brand split in 2016, and it seems like the WWE has been trying ever since that year, and it's nice to see. We've gotten some classic matches like the traditional men's elimination match from 2016, which was hands down one of my favorite matches ever. It was just perfect from the start to the finish of the match. Even the main event of that year was excellent, with Goldberg shocking the world and defeating Brock Lesnar in the main event in only 90 seconds. In 2017, we got another classic champion versus champion match between Brock Lesnar, who was a Universal Champion at the time, and AJ Styles, the WWE Champion. 2018 provided us with my favorite match ever, and that is Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar. 2020 was also good because Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns delivered one of the best matches of that year. So it's really nice to see that the WWE is actually putting effort into the pay-per-view. And so in today's video, I will be showing you how to book the perfect Survivor Series card for this year. Well, at least this is how I think I would do it, and I believe many other people would also enjoy it. The first match of the night is going to be Team Raw, which is Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, Tegan Nox, Liv Morgan, and Zelina Vega versus Team SmackDown, which consists of Shayna Baszler, Toni Storm, Shotzi Blackheart, Naomi, and Natalya. On this show, there's going to be 2 traditional 5 versus 5 elimination matches, and the women will be opening up the show. I've included Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair on Team Raw with some younger women because I think it's imperative to get them some exposure. Becky and Bianca are the star power, and then you throw in some younger stars to make them shine. The same thing really applies to Team SmackDown. Shayna Baszler, Naomi, and Natalya are the veterans that the team needs, and then Shotzi and Toni Storm are the youth that can use that spotlight. At the end of the day, this would be the perfect opportunity for Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch to continue their feud and cost Team Raw the victory. They allowed their egos to get in their way, and the USA executives are not happy about that one bit. And then on the flip side, I would have Toni Storm be the sole survivor, winning the match for SmackDown, giving her that extra rub. The next bout is going to be the Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura versus the United States Champion Damian Priest. This match does not really have any story to it other than, it's a champion versus champion match. Nakamura is the IC champion, Damian Priest is a US champion, and so the two are going to battle it out to see who is the better mid-card champion. As for the winner of the match, I think Damian Priest would benefit much more if he were to win it. Therefore, he will be defeating the King of Strong Style. Shinsuke Nakamura doesn't really need the win, and I don't even know why he's the champion, to be quite honest with you. That title is being so misused that it's actually quite sad. I think someone else should beat him for the title sometime soon, and it should be taken seriously after that. Maybe it is time to give Cesaro a championship, and the IC title would be perfect for him. After that, we're going to get the other traditional elimination match, and it's going to be Team Raw, which consists of Finn Balor, Edge, Seth Rollins, Keith Lee, and Karrion Kross versus Team SmackDown, who's going to be Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Jeff Hardy, Cesaro, and Ricochet. The following match is going to be the other traditional match, like I said, but this time it's with the men. It's a completely stacked match. If we're being honest, Raw is probably a bit better than SmackDown. I love the idea of doing the same thing though that I did with the women, and that's having some big names on Team Raw and then throwing in Keith Lee and Karrion Kross, because that is going to help them get over with the general audience. SmackDown does not have too many big stars, and that's why I struggled with them. However, I think that's still a fitting team. McIntyre is a great leader, Sheamus is a beast, Jeff Hardy is a legend, Cesaro is always a good addition to any team when we get the bar reunion, and then Ricochet is going to perform some crazy maneuvers jumping around the ring. Even though I love SmackDown, they should not win this match. Raw would be too good that they really can't lose. Edge should probably be the one to win for his team because he clearly doesn't have too many years left in the tank, and I would like to see him be one of the survivors that brings Raw the victory. The second to last match on the card might be a bit confusing because it's a champion versus champion match, and that is the SmackDown Women's Champion Sasha Banks, who is going to wrestle the Raw Women's Champion Charlotte Flair. The interesting thing to note is that both of these women are on SmackDown and they're on that roster, and that's probably the most confusing part, but let me explain. I have a strong feeling that Sasha Banks is going to win back her championship at Crown Jewel, and that is how she becomes a SmackDown champion. As for Charlotte, I would not mind her being the Raw champion while also working for SmackDown. She would show up to Raw as well, making her a superstar that works for both Raw and SmackDown until she eventually loses it to someone on Raw, and then she wouldn't show up on that brand. For this time being though, she still has that title, and that is how we get Charlotte versus Sasha Banks. I know it's confusing, I know it's all over the place, but as convoluted as it is, it sounds different and fresh, so that makes it interesting, and I would say why not? Why not do it? Because you know what, it's something different at least. But I would give the victory to Sasha Banks in this case. And the main event of the show should be War Games between the Bloodline, the New Day, and the Hurt Business. This was an idea that I saw somewhere around the internet, and I thought it was a fascinating match, and it should really happen. We could see a singles match between Big E and Roman Reigns, and yes, I know that would probably be good, it would be fire, but a War Games match with these three factions sounds like so much fun, like you don't even know. I think that the WWE needs to start giving fans some more interesting matches, and this is definitely one of those matches. If there's one match that I want to see badly on this card, it is probably this one, but unfortunately I doubt it will happen because the WWE does not have balls, and you know NXT also has War Games, but NXT's also gone through a complete overhaul, and they don't honestly deserve War Games at this point. Give it to the main roster. I think you could do a lot more damage, and a lot of people would enjoy it. Also, AEW even gave a War Games to their show. You got to kind of compete and be like, you know what, we have War Games, and this is how you do it. That's why I want to see it. Will it happen? Probably not, but let's just hope so. Anyways, that is it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Let me know your thoughts on my Survivor Series match card in the comments below. Do you think that it's good? Do you think it's perfect? Do you think it could be better? Let me know. On the screen right now are some other videos that you should totally check out if you have some free time, so go ahead and click one of them. I will see you all in the next video.